All right, back at it again. I want to ask you guys a question about something that I experience over and over and over again. And
Is it dogs barking?
you need to sign a contract if you want to be on the podcast.
He doesn't have any thumbs, so he can't.
You need to have somebody who they're inside.
Why are you yelling at him?
I'm not. I'm speaking of appropriate volume. Oh, come on in. What up? Y'all got some Popeyes?
We sure did.
I mean, you know I like some Popeyes. Y'all like the chicken sandwich.
Popeyes sponsor us.
No, they didn't. Not yet.
No, I'm saying sponsor us,
We
please.
Oh, yeah. Get to it. Hop to it, Popeyes.
Buttermilk biscuits, man.
All right. So, I'm not saying I'm going through this currently, but I don't know if this has to do with my sign or just maybe who I am as a person, but I don't like being ignored. Like I always say, when I have children, I mainly want them because you, as a child, have to listen to me speak.
All right.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, you can't put no headphones in. I got gems to drop, buddy. And you have to listen to me. So as a byproduct of that, I don't like being ignored. I don't like spending the energy in speaking and then people just being like, and something that's happened to me over and over and over and over again is I will meet somebody, right? And we'll have ongoing conversation for a long time. And then I extend myself as we've been having conversations and then don't get a response. And then like a couple days will go by and I'll be like, well, let me try a double text.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Are you alive? 3-4 days go by. Nah, nothing. And then when they feel like they want to talk, it's like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, what are you up to? And it's like, is that an issue or is that just me?
I mean, I think that's like just rude in general, as far as that person being like, you clearly saw my text.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie.
Yeah.
Because you were on your phone for the past 4 days. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I was asleep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been so busy. I was asleep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think it's just rude in general. I'd rather, like, I think we kind of talked about this when we were talking about ghosting. And when I was like, oh, I'm going to try to ghost this guy. And then I was like, you know what? I'd rather just be like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I'd rather just someone just be straight up with me. If it's going to hurt me in the moment, fine. But don't wait like 5 days to tell me like you're not interested or for me to get that picture, because I'm probably thinking, oh my God, what if he got sick? Or what if my mind goes to like, what if you got in a car accident and you're dead?
Me too. I definitely go to that.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I would rather someone just tell me like, you know what? I thought I was enjoying our conversations, but it's not really what I'm looking for. And then I'll be like, okay, I don't have to think that you were dead.
Right.
Or put any more energy or time into it.
Right. It's the comeback for me where it's like, hey, how was your week? What's up? And it's like, dude, I texted you like 7 times. Like,
Yeah.
Why are you coming back to me without an explanation of like,
Where you
sorry,
been?
I had COVID 17 times.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm like, I will not ignore it. Like, I will straight up be like, oh, I'm glad you're well. Where you been?
you want to explain to me?
Yeah. Like, I'll be like, I texted you on Sunday at 5:45. Where are you? Like, not like in a crazy way, but I'm just like, you can't just be like, oh, we didn't talk for 5 days when we were consistently talking and then not have an explanation. Come on, dude.
Would you cut that person off?
I'm not a cutoff kind of gal.
I am. Would you?
Not for that, no. I am a cut you off person, but
Really?
as far as like texting and forgetting to respond and just stuff like that, I'm not like I'm not a stickler, or I don't take offense to it if you don't respond.
My thing is, I feel like I'm bothering you.
Yeah, that's the feeling you get.
And that's why I would just be like, I'm gonna just sit this one out. Like,
Yeah, I don't fault you for that. It just doesn't. It's not one of those things that ticks my box. I don't know.
So you don't mind seeing that you've texted, "Hey, yo, what's up? How you doing?" 8 times, and then you get a response?
I won't. I'm not the
Continue.
person to be like, so what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
is
you
no-
don't
there's
mind
nothing wrong
seeing
with
that stream of text messages.
I'm also not the person to do that 8 times.
Like you get like
I'll
what?
I'm not the person to do that 8 times. I will text you and I'll either get a response or not, and then let me know when you're ready to respond.
Well, here's the bag that I got into with this one person when it happened. And this is an ongoing thing. Like, this has been my entire life for 11 years of just like, I'm being like, hey. And then it's like, hey.
Do you date a lot of Aquariuses?
I don't ever ask what your sign is because
Maybe you should
I
start.
don't know what any of the signs mean.
That's probably the problem.
It's never Aquariuses, though. I know that it's always like,
Is that a thing though? Aquarius don't.
Yeah, Aquariuses are very to themselves. So they're very that person that's like, I'll text you when I'm ready. Like, I like being alone. But they don't recognize it as like a selfish act. They're just like, this is who I am.
That's facts though. I've talked to Aquarius now. They take a while to answer you.
Yeah.
look, taking a while to answer is different than just not answering.
Yeah.
And then just coming back and just being like, here's a meme.
Check this out. It's hilarious.
You know what I mean? It's like, huh? Like, I'm sitting here in my bed sobbing. Like, I thought we had something special, you know? And then here's a
bought a
meme.
ring.
Yeah, right? I'm like, here's a meme. Like, well, what happened in these past 8 days? You know? And then I get into this weird place where you hit me up as if all things are fine. And then now I'm like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Oh,
You know,
Yes.
and then I hit you with like a 1-word text where it's like, and then they'll come back and be like, well, it's your fault. You're the one who hit me with a one. It's like, what?
yeah. Yeah.
You know, my whole head is like, huh? Because I don't like talking to people, like
Yeah.
on text message especially. Like, it means nothing. Well, let's just meet up.
Yeah.
You know, and don't call me. You know, so me expressing that I want to talk to you is a lot for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Because I hate the vibration of my phone. Like, there's always people calling me and stuff. Or let's just talk. Let's just have a
Yeah.
conversation. You know. So for me to be like, hey, how was your day? It's
you
a
don't like
lot
that?
for me. No, it's like I want to know, but I don't really want to have that conversation over text message.
You'd rather be in person.
Yeah, I would just rather that. And there are some people that it's cool to text. Like, it's cool to text some people, you
Yeah.
know? But even
Me.
then, no, of course. You know what I mean? But that being said, it's still a lot for me to do that. And people have told me, like, you don't ever be checking up on me. Like, you do, but you do it in this very odd way, you know? And I know that about myself, but if I'm extending myself to you, answer my text. I don't mind if it takes 3 days. I don't mind that.
But answer the
just
text.
answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you finally do answer it, don't make it feel like it's my fault. You know, or like
Right.
it's not even not my fault. Like it's not a thing. Because it's a thing now.
It is.
If it takes you a week and then you come back like, oh, I just had a crazy week. No, I'm just low on the pedestal. Like I'm just low on your totem pole.
Yeah.
That's totally true. Which is, not to bring it down, but I feel like that's true. Because
yeah.
I feel like I like texting. I'm a texter,
Yeah.
but I never, ever buy, oh, I was just too busy to text you. Because I could be at Sephora where I'm not supposed to have my phone for an 8-hour shift
Yeah.
and full on have a conversation with somebody.
Wow.
But that's what you're willing to do that.
Right. But what I'm saying is that I'm not asking for the person to give me a full detailed text like this is my day. But even if they're just like, hey, thinking about you, I'm at work, have a good one, I would at least acknowledge like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me to text you on Monday and then not hear again from you on Friday and be like, such a busy week. I'm like, well, I had the same week. You know what I mean? But
you had the same time.
You had the same time, right?
But you didn't have the same week. For me, that's why I don't mind the
If it
3
takes a few
days
days,
later. That I get it. Like, you know, but I think my issue is like, hey, on a Saturday, hey, on a Wednesday, it's Saturday again. You send me a meme.
Yeah.
Then I'm like,
Yeah, that's different. I think not everyone's like glued to their phone, so I get it if you like. A lot of the times the excuse can be bullshit, but I get it if you're like, oh, I see that. Let me get in the car and drive, and then you forget.
Right.
You know, I it can happen.
yeah. I don't fault weird communication because there's some people who like make the time for you.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like the couple of days, no big deal. And a lot of times people come back and are like, sorry I didn't write you back. I
Totally thought I'd responded to that. Sorry.
I feel good when I get that.
Me
I'm
too.
like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
fine. But it's the like, I'm not gonna say anything about this,
Yeah. Like,
and
be
I'm not
intentional.
demanding it. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna say, tell me right now what took your time, because it's me, baby.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
I'm not gonna do that. But
I want to know.
I,
Just wanna
sure.
know. I just want to know.
I think we all want to know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. If
I'm just.
Rashawn is too good for us, man.
No, it's not that. It's not that. You will get all of my attention until you don't. And I'm
Damn.
not. And I'm not gonna ask why.
I am the exact same way.
I will not ask why. And don't ask me why, because you know.
Are you a blocker?
No,
I am, but I'm not a blocker.
I'm not a blocker. That's different. I've blocked for you because you don't know when to say no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're talking about something else.
You gave me a look. I'm explaining the look. Chill.
Rashawn is like Rashawn be like he does a lot for you.
He does. Totally.
We are so completely different
Yeah.
where we each need, which is why we work well as best friends. We each need a little drop of each other
Yeah.
Here and there.
here and there. And she's saying all these things about texting, but she doesn't have boundaries when she's too good for a lot of these guys that she talks to. I'm gonna say it. She's too good for them.
Facts.
And so
Tell him,
Rashawn steps in, and I'm gonna
Lays
take care of my
down
best
the law.
friend.
Are
I'm
you
gonna take
the,
care of
like,
my best friend. And I'm gonna
This
be
is
like, give
this
me your
is her
phone.
father. Okay. You go ahead and hang up the phone right now, buddy.
We were in we were in a Taco Bell drive-through,
Wrong place
Throw
to
a
meet him.
fit.
and this fucking dude like made her cry, and I was like, give me your phone. Give me your phone. And she was like, no. And I was like, give me your phone. And I went through all of social media and I blocked him. And I was like, you're not talking to him anymore.
He called a code black.
I've never seen that from you.
Yes.
You've always been like,
Yeah.
One more time. That's the new drop.
that's why I was like, whoa, somebody made you cry?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't something he said. You saw something.
Yeah, because we were, he had flown me out to his hometown.
Wow.
And it wasn't like
You got
anything.
that wop.
Dang. LB.
He had, yeah. And so it wasn't like he had flown me to Paris. He flew me to Oklahoma.
I've been flown to Oklahoma. That's a great weekend.
And it was fun, you know?
Sheets are still getting washed.
My goodness, chill out.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so I mean, it was probably, I mean, in hindsight, it was probably something that should have just been the weekend. But I had dated him like prior to this. And then we had dated and then stopped talking and then started again. And then he's like, oh, let me fly you out to Oklahoma. And then I came back and it was like, well, he lives in Oklahoma. I live here. Oh, what are you going to do? But that was like around Christmas time. And maybe like the beginning of February, he was like full on in a relationship. Full speed
Still
ahead.
talking to you.
On and off.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like he was cheating or anything.
Oh.
But I think it was just like
This came out of nowhere. You had just flown me out 2 months ago.
Yeah, especially because you're like in a relationship. That doesn't just, I mean, maybe it does.
So, well, yeah, it could. It could have started in the beginning of February, and then.
I want to say he's still with that girl. But
she don't
Why
know,
did it make
'cause
you
they got
cry
blocked.
if it was like an on and an off thing?
I think because I really liked him. Like I really, really did. And it was like the way we met and how we kept like meeting up was just so romantic, and it was like a fairy tale, and I was like swept up on all of that.
Yeah.
So when he was like, no, delete this fool, I was like, no. Like I just didn't. I was like, it's fine. Like I'll get over it. And like he'll be on my Facebook and it'll be okay. And I'll just be able to like look at her and be like, she's not even pretty or whatever. But he was like, no, you don't. Why? You don't need that. And he just code black, deleted, blocked.
I should do that because I have a female little bestie, and she be having some little boys that just be treating her a certain kind of way. I'll be like, you got this.
You'll figure it out.
Out of sight, out of mind, man.
Because I don't listen. When you step into other people's stuff, in the moment, it's fine. When they somehow start talking again, and then the pillow talking happened where they're like, well, I wasn't the one who blocked you. We was in the Taco Bell line, and that Negro who did it. And then now you're the bad guy when you were just trying to help. So you do that. You're the one who.
Well, then I'm gonna throw her Taco Bell out the window because I'll be like, I told you not to unblock him, and you didn't listen.
It cost you a Crunchwrap Supreme. Okay.
I'm definitely cool to take the fall for shit like that. I mean, don't hurt my people. I don't like that shit. So,
Rashawn.
Aww.
Come on.
I get it, but I also like. I will entice you to go do something bad before I tell you to go do something good. And
Lord.
but
Why do I believe that 100%?
No, but it's only because I don't meddle. Like I will talk to you.
Yeah.
I will say if I was in that situation that I talk about, I would be like, yo, listen, you could do exponentially better than this. You're great. You're amazing. Don't treat yourself like this. If you're allowing this, you are lowering the standards for who you are, what you deserve, and what is right for you. I'm an entity that's outside of this. But I'm not touching none of that because when you guys get married and I'm there clinging glass, I'm going to be the guy who blocked this, and then y'all going to come back and be like, yeah.
I'll stand up at their wedding and be like, I blocked you because you were being stupid. Congratulations that you wised up to the happy couple.
Damn.
And I don't care if y'all got married. If you do it again, watch to see if I don't block you again. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I will talk to you about it, but the actions, you got to take them. You have to be strong enough to take them too, because I'm not going to be there all the time either.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta do that for yourself, and that's
Right.
my thing. Because I wouldn't want y'all to take my phone and be like, oh, block her. I'd be like, if you don't get off my phone, like I will take this Taco Bell, put some stems in it, and right off. But I'm a blocker, but I'm a blocker not because of what they did to me. I'm a blocker because I'll just write you again at some point in time. I would just be like, oh, she popped up on my thing. Hey, what's up? You know, completely forgetting that you made me
Crying at Taco Bell.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I just always have the idea of like, I just probably shouldn't see you anymore. Like, I shouldn't see your life.
Right.
So and I'm not like a forever blocker, but I'm just like, let me
mute you.
Yeah, let me put that on the back burner for a couple months.
Right.
And then,
I mean, I've had one unfortunate experience that was a necessary block, but other than that,
and they're still blocked.
As far as I know, but actually it was reconciled. So
We grew up.
it's a while ago. It was in the past.
Yeah, with time, it's just like, yeah, unless you like ruined my
Right.
life,
Yeah.
But if you just hurt me,
Yeah, I'll get over it one
I'll
day,
block
and then I kind of want to see what you're up to.
See,
hopefully I could just
see, this is how she gets in trouble.
Just want to see.
Yeah.
I only do that is because you go looking for that and then you get hurt with what you see.
It's the seeing. Like,
Why
the
do y'all
moment
want to do that?
The moment you see something, you want to reach out. Like, it's just my intention. Like, I see something and I'll just be like, nice shoes.
Yeah.
Something. And then it's like, I'm back up in this thing again.
Yeah.
That's why I have to cut you. You
Gotta
can't be
cut
a
it.
thing. Yeah, you can't be a thing that I have that I'm accessible to. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, like you said, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I think I've just grown cold, maybe, to where I'm like, I don't even need to block you. You're just my internal OS system has just blocked you, and like,
I'm a very forgiving person.
oof.
So am I.
That's the Lord's still working on me.
I'm a very like as much as I come here and I like talk and yell and all, like I am so ready to say it's okay.
Same.
It's all right. Like
Y'all teach me, 'cause
yeah, unless you took some money, like the worst thing you could do is take some money from me. That's probably the main thing. Because listen, man, that's my time. That's my time. I worked for it.
know.
If you steal my time, I can't get it back. I don't have respect for you because you have the same amount of time. Don't take mine.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you did something else to me, you give me some time, I'll just be like, all right, listen, man, you did that. Don't do it again. You want to go get some ice cream?
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
paying.
Yeah.
so sorry.
I think because I'm very forgiving and I don't anger easily. I mean, you said you've never seen me
Yeah.
not happy. So it's like if I'm upset about something, it's very short lived because I kind of want to just be like, okay, well, let's just get over it and keep going.
Well, that's what I've always liked about you. That like there is a sense of ease in your casa.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like not a very good person to always be emotional with. I'm not that guy. I can be that in the moment.
Yeah.
You freaking out? I'm friends with Frank. He's an emotional guy, and I've been there in those moments. But if you're always that, I'm like, dude, not for me.
Yeah.
But the Carmella that I know is like kind of like one of the fellas a little bit in a certain sense. Like we can make the certain jokes. We can laugh at the same type of things. I know that if I come to you, I can be a 10 and I can be a 1 and that it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's why I have like a tough time with the emotional ones.
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarius. I don't know what that means, but in my head, it means don't come to me with that. You got 3 for like, a quarter.
Are you an Aquarius for real?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were a Pisces.
I don't even know what that means. Is that good? I don't know.
It's a good thing.
I'm an Aquarius.
What are you guys?
Tauruses.
Taurus.
Or you guys have this like same birthday month?
We're a day apart.
Oh, that's cool.
Same year?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years different.
Is a Taurus the one that's like feisty?
We're known to be stubborn.
Are you stubborn?
I don't think so.
You?
Oh, I'm a dead ass Taurus, like bullseye.
I don't have the badoom chink one.
Damn it.
I gotta replace that.
I am not. I guess like there's like a rising moon and all of this that I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah. So they all mean different things, and for like a long time, people are like, "You're a Taurus? I don't get that." And anytime I would like read something like Taurus, you're this, I would never connect with it. It was like, you're stubborn, you love nature, da 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 da, and I was like, this doesn't sound like me. And then I went into the whole like rising, and I found out
you gotta check all of it.
You gotta check it all.
The rising.
Don't you just feel like that's just fake stuff that they're just like they cover all their bases by adding all these other stuff?
But it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
Yeah.
real.
It
Like,
reads you to filth.
it might be, but
I do be scratching my head like that. That's crazy.
it might be, but sometimes you just want to read something and it be about you, and you be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I do that, and all right, like it just kind of gives you a little bit of validation.
I get that. I've read things about Aquarius stuff and been like, I suppose. But I'm not gonna let this paragraph say,
Yeah.
And then every once in a while I do the like Aquarius male with whatever
Compatibility.
female, and it's like every website's totally different.
Totally.
It's just like, what do you believe? I don't know. And then I have friends who are like, I am never dating another Pisces. And I was like,
yeah.
why don't you just date a good guy? I don't know.
I don't really do I think it's fun if I'm like, oh, I'm dating an Aquarius, to kind of see that. But I don't take it to like, oh, they said they like being alone, so like I shouldn't call them. I don't really do all that. I think it's just cool to kind of.
Well, you're smarter than that.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I yell and scream I want to be all by myself all the time, but that doesn't mean don't ever call me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, be mindful of the fact that like 60% of the day, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I think that's a different level of understanding other people. There's some people who, just like the girl who said that, you like flat stomach, you are a Hollywood bastard. Like, girl, I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah.
But you need that time to develop as a person to know, like, when people are speaking in general and when they're talking about certain levels of themselves.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I also think people just don't listen a lot of the time. Like, going back to the communication thing, it's like, if you were really listening to what I said,
And not just hearing.
wouldn't have been offended. Like, nothing about that was offensive. You just asked me a question, I answered it, and now I'm an asshole.
Right.
I think that's a lot of you're just listening. You're just hearing me, and you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're definitely not digesting these words. It goes back to your thing about triggers. Like, there's some people who have triggers, and it's like, is that baggage?
No. Everybody's got their something.
Is that not baggage?
I think you can. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't think baggage is the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Is baggage just kids?
oh my God.
That's what most people will tell you.
Yeah. Or like major trust issues, I feel like is also deemed as baggage.
Okay.
But
What time is it?
7 on the dot.
Oh, okay. We'll finish on this.
okay.
I think major trust issues in today's world is a very valid thing.
Absolutely.
Even to the point where, like, you could be a little nuts about it. I think it's valid. Just because everybody's lying.
What?
Yes, and it varies in scale, but everybody on Instagram is lying. everybody. It just depends on how much of a lie. Is it a white lie or is it a, because everybody is telling a story of who they are.
Okay.
And it goes back to this thing of like people having expectations for you. It's because I've told you the story of who I want to be or who I am or whatever, and you're holding me to that. So when I go on Instagram and I go on social media, which is like the most prevalent way of sneaking on people and seeing things, how you saw this guy had a whole girlfriend, like you're seeing the life that people are showing you. Yes. And this guy essentially lied a little bit, like not all the way, but he kind of did, like he omitted the truth.
Yeah.
And for me, when it gets to social media and all that kind of stuff, everybody's lying. Everybody's telling a story that they want you to believe. So I don't have a huge problem with someone being a little, or even a little crazy about, what do I believe? Like, what do I trust? Is what you're saying on social media really you? Even if it's text, like on Facebook or Twitter, like not images, but do you believe these things that you're saying? Is that you?
Are those trust issues?
Yeah.
No, keep going.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little bit of hesitation or just being a little cautious when you jump into dating. But I wouldn't classify that as trust issues, because once you meet someone and you're like, okay, this is what I saw on Instagram, this is what you are now. Okay, we're good. We're past that. And then once you start dating someone, then if you have trust issues, then I feel like that's a completely different ball game. You're saying you're having an issue with everyone's facade and superficiality and what just our generation and everything going forward, social media presence and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's different than being in a relationship and having trust issues where you're like, is this person committed to me? Is this person really genuine with me?
Okay. That is two different things. And in that case, I would say the trust issues that I'm talking about will fade away over time if you're doing things right. But what I mean by that is in the first year, someone is like, can I see your phone? Or like, maybe not that much, but like worried a little bit. And it depends on how you're moving. That needs to be said. But if they're like, I don't know, worried about who's sliding into your DMs or like, what are you showing? Like Chris, right? The other day, I sent you a girl who's in a full-on relationship, but her entire body is on the internet. Now, that is not to say you can't do that, but it takes a very secure person to be like, this is fine, right? Because I know that I'm going to bed and waking up next to this person every day. But I personally would not necessarily have a problem with it, but I would just be like, I feel like this is an invitation to issues.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I would start having those things of like, well, is anybody contacting you because of these images that like I'm not a part of these?
But there's a good chance that there are people contacting her. Like sliding in the DMs like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I say, hesitating to say this, but can I say that your mentality is possibly linked to the way that you would respond to pictures like that?
Could be.
Yeah. But are those images not advertisements? If there's nobody else in them, it's you. You're showing yourself off as like,
why is it? It's not an advertisement. It's an expression.
Okay, sure.
And I think if I met someone that was always in a bathing suit on their Instagram and I met them and they continue to do that, my issue would not be, are you responding to DMs? My issue would be like, are we monogamous? Are we good? That's it. post whatever you want.
Yes. Now it's
Because-
not a bathing suit thing.
I was
like-
just using an example.
Right. But I think because like on social media, there's like the bathing suit people, which is fine. But then it's the people who are like, it's hard to explain, but it's not
I know.
that.
Yeah,
it's
I know
like
it is.
until another level above that of like sensuality,
Yeah.
sexuality being portrayed to like get that attention.
Type of attention.
You know? And again, you're not for me. Like we may be together, but you're you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that. But it will open that door for me where I'm going to say, okay, like when these people write you, what do you say? You know, and maybe after a while that'll just fade away where I'll just be like,
Yeah.
that's who I'm with. And I'm secure in this.
Yeah.
But it's not abnormal for me to wonder.
Right. I mean, that's
Does that make sense?
No, it does. I think I just disagree. But
I mean, I think it would take some time because if it's certain pictures, like how you said, it's not bathing suits, it's a little bit more sensual. It's definitely a certain type of audience.
Yeah.
I would feel, like, okay, what is happening in the DMs? And yeah, I would have those thoughts. But I'm not necessarily saying that I would be jealous the whole way through or anything. I would kind of just be like,
At first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'd even be like, am I giving you enough attention?
yeah. But if it's
That might be a different thing.
yeah.
yeah, I'm not a jealous person, and not saying that you have to be jealous to have those questions. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, I just don't. That part of my brain doesn't ever tick. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, well, they're with me,
You're trusting them.
and maybe that's a little too naive, and maybe that's why I've been cheated on. But however,
Oop.
I mean, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether
Is
if
that true though?
Yeah.
If you're fulfilling everything, like if you making it, like if my plate has enough food on it, I don't need to look anywhere else.
I think that's a really great thing to say, but I don't think that's always true.
No, I think someone that is likely to cheat will cheat.
Why?
I don't even think
I don't
it's,
know because I'm not gonna date you.
I don't know.
Do you ask? Do you ask like early on? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
Do you ask like, have you ever cheated?
No,
Well, then you might get cheated on again.
I might get cheated on again. I mean, but you're fucking lost.
Yeah,
you know, I
honestly.
don't know. It's got to be like a case by case. I'm not an advocate for going into something with like needing to guard what's yours. You know what I mean? Where it's like I need to know who's responding to you. I need to know what you're saying. I'm just like, just be with me, and you've got one chance. Don't
mess it up.
don't mess it up. And if
only
you
got
do,
one
then
shot.
I don't know what else to say other than
I mean, that's the grown adult way to approach this, but at the same time, I feel like we're all kind of kids still, like inside, where it's just like, this is mine,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know. And I would like to say that I'm similar and respectful in that sense, where it's just like, but would it be wrong if you said like, hey, look, I don't like all that on the gram. I like everything about you, but this makes me feel a certain kind of way. Like it's
But is that how
that
you
wrong,
All, is
by
that
the
how
way?
you all met?
Like
yeah.
from Instagram, or you mean met as in?
Yeah.
Was he or she doing that beforehand?
Yeah. Did you meet this person?
Yeah.
So It's like, okay, we met through this. Now I need you to stop.
Well, in my mind, the way it works is not so much I want you to stop because I say so, but I feel like but I feel like when you're single, you export that energy because you don't have to, I don't want to say answer to anybody, but you're
there's like a respect for you maybe as like the boyfriend.
But if I'm there, is it wrong to have that conversation?
I think it all depends on the approach, honestly. Because it could be like, well, now you have a man and you shouldn't be putting that shit out there anymore. And I would be like, the fuck? Like, I've been doing this before you and I'll continue to do it after you. And it could be something as simple as that. But if it was...
After you means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot. That pretty much means I'm out of here now.
We have an expiration date.
Yeah. But if it was something like, that makes me insecure and, we're having like a dialogue about it, then that could be an opportunity to be like, well, listen, this is my profession or I do it for these types of reasons. I turn off all my DMs or something like where it's like she can give you or they can give you a sense of security from the conversation.
That's what everybody needs.
Yeah, sense of security. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it depends on the approach. I don't think it's wrong to have that conversation. I just think you're going to find out from the answer how that is going to go.
Yeah. And I think to wrap up the trust conversation, I just don't think it's weird for people to come in with trust issues. I think that if you come in, I can prove to you that whatever you came in this with, you ain't got to worry about that with me. Mm-hmm. Other things, different conversation. But trust specifically, I think you do have to earn that.
Yeah.
Just because we're together doesn't mean like you can trust me all the way. And it's something that works over time. That's why I'm saying like today, I don't fault you if you have major trust issues, but only to a certain extent. Like after a year, 6 months to a year, and you done read everything on my phone and you know me, like you know me now, and you still got these issues, I'm gonna be like, okay, look.
Yeah, this is bigger than me.
Yeah, therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But outside of that, I've done my due diligence. I've given you the respect to show you that
this is who I am. This is what, yeah.
So if that don't work, homegirl, I'm out. Rashawn's single. Like, we right there. Anyways, I'm out of topics.